All right, so let's start off by talking about the benefits of a website. So the benefits of having a website for your HOA and condo start with transparency and satisfaction. Having a website improves your HOA or condo's transparency because you're making information easily accessible to your residents. So that means that residents won't have to go and ask the secretary or the manager for specific documents if they need a copy of the rules or if they need to fill in a form to book an amenity. They'll be able to do all that online from your website. So you can share documents, special announcements, events, and local government and city resources to help your residents find their way around not only the community, but the city as a whole. And it provides a single hub of information for your residents and for the board and manager as well. So next slide, please. To help you save time and help residents find what they need quickly, you can create a frequently asked questions or an FAQ section. That means that you could take all the questions that you're frequently asked. So often residents come and they'll have the same questions. They'll become quite repetitive for the board if you're answering all the time. And you could concentrate all of those questions into one single place. And those could include amenity reservations, the amenity opening times, trash collection, decorating rules. I'm sure you have so many questions that you get asked that are just the same every single day. An FAQ document can help you save time because you could just say, check the FAQ section rather than having to answer the same question over and over. And eventually residents will learn if they know that they can find information in your website, they won't even go to the board anymore. They'll go straight to the website to find the information they need and only reach out if they actually need help, which again, saves you so much time. As well as that, it makes board transitions easier because you won't have to walk through all of this stuff with the new board. They can use the website to find information that they need and to help with that board transition. As well as that, as I've mentioned a little bit earlier, a website provides a hub of communication and information so the board can focus their efforts on one single place. So that means that rather than having to have a spreadsheet as your database, Zoom for meetings, an email tool like Gmail or Constant Contact to send out emails, and so on and so forth. I'm sure you have so many tools that you've used to help manage your HOA or condo. Rather than having all of those things, you can have one single software that will give you all of that in one place. And a website will do that for you. So that saves the board as well as your manager a lot of time. Everything will be streamlined. It will be in one single platform rather than scattered around in different places. It also makes it a lot more convenient to residents, as I mentioned, because they'll know where to go for information. They won't have to ask the board, go to the office, talk to the manager just to find a single document. They can just go online and find it instantly inside your website. And then the final benefit, which may be one of the largest ones, is that it is working 24/7. So when you are off enjoying your leisure time, your website is there for residents and potential buyers to find out information on your community, find out what they need to know from anywhere. So if you have snowbird residents or a lot of tenants, people who rent out their homes, they can use the website. Everything's there. It doesn't matter where you are, your website will be available. So even if setting up a website might seem like a big project now, it will save you a lot of time and give you a lot of benefits in the middle and long term. That means that the board and managers can focus on other more important tasks like your new budget or that renovation project that really needs to get done and is just so hard to organize, rather than having to answer questions all the time and find out where different documents and pieces of information are, because it will be all in one place and you can focus on bigger and better things. But even if you know all of these different benefits, it can still be hard to persuade other board members and residents that having a website is a worthwhile project, as well as a worthwhile thing to spend money on. Budgets are always tight. It's always hard to decide what to spend money on. But if you can say that you could monetize your site to help pay for the cost and make a profit above that, there you go. You've got more interest right there. So you can make your website into a stream of income by placing ads for local businesses. So this is something that would help your residents. It would help them find out the best restaurants are around, or mechanics, or whatever other local businesses you have. They can find them in one place, and businesses often even offer HOAs, call them up, say, can you place an advert for my business in your website, to help them get the word out that they exist, that they're there. And this can turn into regular income for your HOA and condo, that can, like I said, pay for the website and give you an extra bit of profit, some money that you can play with. And paying for your website often offsets that cost. It also offsets that cost by reducing printing. So all your forms or your surveys can be done online, so that you wouldn't have to print so much paper and spend money on paper and ink. You could have everything online in one place, so that you don't have to spend on that. So it is an investment that is really worth doing, and it's really not that expensive. Having a website is cheap, I would say, and it is so worth it for everyone in the community. So the board, managers, and residents, absolutely everyone benefits from this. But for everyone to benefit, you need to engage your residents. And from my experience working with HOAs and condos and their websites for the past 4 years or so, I found that when a board truly adopts a website as its tool, as the place where they're going to post information that residents can find out what they need to know in the community, residents will follow, and residents will check that regularly. So when they see that the board is updating it regularly, posting all the information that they need, residents will really come to rely on that to find out everything that's going on. So if they feel in the dark, the website will really help them with that, because they can find out when the next meeting is, when your next event is, why trash hasn't been cleaned up. They can find all of that out in one place. But for it to be relied on by the community, it does really need to have a clear layout and be easy to use. So if your website has really small text, or it's hard to navigate, or the colors aren't clear, you can't read it properly, people are going to give up on that. There's just no two ways around it. So at Vinteum, what we do is we offer you different website templates so that you can pick the one that best fits your community. And we also provide you with manuals, videos, and we're currently working on posters to help the boards to engage with their residents and get their residents using their website quicker. Right, I've talked a lot, but I'm not done, because the other concern that we hear a lot is about privacy. People are really worried about their information online. What if hackers could get hold of the community's financial documents or residents' private contact information? That is a huge worry, and I completely understand that. But the solution to that is using a password protected section. So you can have a front end website. So this would have information on your community, your services that you offer, homes that are for sale, information that you don't mind the world knowing. And then in a password protected area, you can have your confidential documents and resident only information. As well as having that division from public and private, you also need to work with a company who you trust, who can tell you that your information is going to be safe with them and how they keep that information safe. So that's a really key part of it as well. You should work with a provider that you trust.